We're all so divided, man. Yo, what's up and welcome back. Yes, back to Angels Reach is always of with today. It's New Music Monday. I haven't done New Music Monday in a while, primarily because every time I like discover new music and stuff, I sort of just listen to it and let myself rock with it for a while, see if it makes it into my rotation, see if I skip it when it comes up later, or if I find a new appreciation for it, or if I remove some other songs from like that were favorited and stuff like that because I'm in a different mood now, or like maybe they're not as versatile as I thought as songs, whatever, what have you. Um, but I haven't done a New Music Monday in a while, and I was thinking about doing a New Music Monday to Chromacopia, and that is going to be coming next week. But this week I got really motivated. Now, if you're unfamiliar with one Kyle Gordon, he is a like a comedian on social media. Like I was gonna say, like TikTok or the TikTok comedian, but like I think he's on Instagram too. He did like a song that's making fun of like millennials. They're like, "We are young and free," you know what I mean? And super funny guy, and like again a little bit of a musician as well. But he recently dropped this video of a kind of a jab at Paul Simon and like other like 80s 90s like artists that like took inspiration and like went to Africa and like found themselves out, and it's like that sort of situation, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna just play like a really short clip of it really here because we're gonna go into the album that I actually wanted to talk about, and I promise you it's relevant. Yeah.
Hey there, Mr. Jumbo, out there in the African sun. Do you ever get tired? Hey there, Mr. Jumbo,
The fit is so crazy.
living in your soul. And then he told me,
All right. Yeah. So basically, you get the gist. It's just like this
I
upbeat.
couldn't speak his language, I couldn't even understand a word. But I knew his meaning was what I decided I had heard. He said, the love you seek.
I'm sorry. Okay. I can't listen to the whole thing. Basically, you understand where I'm coming from. He was given he threw a jab at like Paul Simon at like these white artists who like went to Africa and like either got obsessed or made some music out of it. And the first thing I thought of immediately was "Bibi Yie" by Ed Sheeran, and you'll understand immediately as soon as I start playing it. It's like 1 to 1, dude. You think it's just that? You think the drums aren't gonna come in? You think it's not exactly 1 to 1 the song, bro? Oh my god. Baby, I'll be yeah.
I lost my shoes last night. I don't know where I put my keys.
But to be fair, I think honestly, I think this whole project, and we're gonna get into it right now, actually. But before I talk about like the comedy or the comedic aspect of it all, or like the lore behind this project, because I think I know a little bit of what happened. Yeah. I'm sorry. I heard the Mr. Jambo track, and I immediately was like, did he actually just steal the beat from BB Abe Yie and just like do a funny video to it? Because I was like, that's really funny. But then I really paid attention. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is a completely different song, but it sounds exactly like this, and it's the same premise: a white guy going to someplace in Africa, and then being moved and making like some sort of art out of it. You know what I mean? So like Divide is Ed Sheeran's what like third some album or something like that. Because the first one was Plus, the next was Multiply, right? And then this was like the third one, Divide. And then after that, he went like Subtract, and then he like went Equals. Like he was doing the whole math thing, you know what I mean? But Ed Sheeran, I got into when the Thinking Out Loud lawsuit happened with like Marvin Gaye and stuff, like Let's Get It On, Thinking Out Loud. I remember my music teacher actually at the time being like, yo, this is like 1 to 1 the same song. And I was like, I don't think so. But I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not like, I wasn't like super into like Marvin Gaye at the time. And like, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Like the same thing, it was like happening at the same time as the other lawsuit, like Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines, and like a Pharrell song, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Everyone's biting off of everyone, bro. Everyone's biting off of everyone. No, but this is the third album Ed Sheeran had, and it came out in 2017. I like again, I knew him from like Thinking Out Loud, and I think I knew like Don't or whatever. Maybe what is it called, Photograph. But like I didn't like go out of my way to listen to any of his music really. I just knew like the popular ones. And then after like I really got into thinking out loud for a while, it was like one of the first songs I played on guitar. It's like my mom's favorite song to hear me play on guitar, even though like I don't play that often. Um, like it's I was like, you know what, let me actually get into some Ed Sheeran because I was like, you know what, musically like I like the way he songwrites and like just like simple like guitar that I can play behind it. So I was like, maybe this is like super something I could like really just take to like a party and play, like take out the guitar. Like somebody's like, oh, so somebody want to jam or something like that, I might be able to throw out like one of his songs and it'd be like easy enough to cater enough to like a lot of people, a fairly amount of accessibility when it comes to his music, whatever. But in 2017, he dropped the pop album Divide, and if I'm not mistaken, I can like what's it called? Click this and get like the what's it called, the summary or whatever. But if I'm not mistaken, during this time or before he released this album, he sort of like went away and like isolated himself. Same thing as like I think he went like deep into the countryside and like he went without like a phone. I think he had like a tablet for like emails. I think that like are there artists and like maybe managers and stuff could get in contact to him with. But yeah, no, he like completely isolated himself. He went away and like just worked on all this music. At the same time, I think his grandmother ended up passing away, which is why the song Supermarket Flowers is over here. And it's such a beautiful song, especially considering like I cried many times to that song to like mourning people that are still alive, dude. Like it's just a very like vivid song, a really bitter song about like I guess kind of bittersweet about just like the passing of someone. Like she's talking about how like he folded up his grandma's pillows and like the like got rid of all the like the stuffed animals she had like on the windowsill and stuff, and got rid of the flowers because she's not in the room anymore because she passed. Like just like little things like that I thought were super sweet. And I was obsessed with the idea of like what's it called? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was obsessed with the idea of like people going away and like making music and stuff because I always thought that that was super cool. Like to take yourself away, like go to a cabin in the woods and sort of work on music for a while, like really isolate yourself. If I'm not mistaken, like that was like what Queen did for like Off to the Races or like a Day in the Opera or something like that, Night at the Opera, Day of the Races. And I was like, dude, that's such a great concept. Just like taking yourself away from everything. Well, I mean, I guess if you're in the middle of nowhere already, like already living like in like rural Ohio, I mean, you aren't surrounded by people necessarily. I don't know, maybe. But like, I like the idea of that they did in the Queen movie, and I was like, yeah, Ed is gonna be on his like isolated, like I'm gonna make a killer album, just like focusing entirely on the music, and that's in my opinion what he did. And I actually just clicked another YouTube video this morning that was like good songs on bad albums, and I saw Divide on the album on the YouTube thumbnail. So I was like, hold on, let me take a sip really quickly. I saw Divide on the thumbnail of that video, and I was like, geez, people think Divide is a bad album. That's crazy because I really loved it, and I think it has a lot to do with nostalgia, honestly. Because I was looking at the songs this morning as I was going to the store buying something to drink, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to play this song. I don't want to play this song. I don't want to play this song. I don't want to play like, and it wasn't because they're bad songs, because I absolutely let's go track by track with them. Eraser. I wasn't a fan of this when I originally heard the album because he was like it was like a sort of a dramatic rap intro, like a. I mean, it made sense for the album. It completely set. I mean, it doesn't completely set up the album, but like the concept of the album, him being like a little bit like more focused and like I think a lot of relationships he focuses on in this album, specifically familiar ones. Obviously, you have songs like "Perfect," "The Shape of You," "Galway Girl." That are talking about love interest. I mean, he's always going to write about love, people he loves. I think he's married now, if I'm not mistaken, and so like he, like obviously, is always going to be talking about like a girl or something like that. But in the whole album, I think he's focused a lot on like relationships and the way that the relationships affect him, the way how close he is to people and how close he lets people be to him, just how these relationships break off, they mold, they form, they like grow, and all those dynamics and stuff like that. I think it's like a lot of introspection, like looking at the relationships he has. And so this was like a pretty good opener because he was talking about like I think what his like plan was music wise, and like I want to go to the stages, I want to be like something good, and I want to like I think he was just very like optimistic and ambitious of an intro, and it doesn't like soundscape why I sound like any of the other songs, because a lot of the other songs are a little bit like more like upbeat guitar focused with like some like drums in them. Again, pop, pop, pop. So I mean, like, songwriting and then like very catchy. Type of songs. So Eraser, I wasn't the biggest fan of when it came out. I still am not. I was like looking at that and I was like, am I gonna play this album from start to finish while I'm outside or whatever? And I was just like, no, I don't want to. So I just clicked songs here and there. Castle on the Hill, again, that's a song that like, if I'm not mistaken, that and Shape of You were the ones that were released as singles, and like they got a fair amount of traction. Ultimately, Shape of You ended up being the one that like broke the internet, like billion views, like everybody was singing it. You couldn't get away from it. Super annoying in 2017, even into 2018 a bit. You know what I mean? It was in like YouTube Rewind and shit. If I'm not mistaken, I could totally be mistaken. I feel like that's like definitely one of the things that happened, but whatever. Yeah, Castle on the Hill is a sweet sort of reminiscing a song reminiscing on like the relationships he had, like he was back in Ireland, like going out drinking with his friends, driving, feeling like on top of the world. And now like he's not in that same situation anymore. He's going back and he's revisiting these places, and they're all so different because like he wasn't there, you know what I mean? Like he moved on and people are still living their regular lives, and like like shit goes on without him and stuff. And he realized like, oh, this person's brother that used to buy his beer is now dead because he did heroin. And like this person that like I that like used to work in construction every day now is just like a bartender, and like isn't like fulfilling his dream. I don't know, like he's just talking about like how life is so different from like when he was a teenager and like living, like being on top of the world, and now sort of seeing everything on a new perspective and wanting to like go back to that castle on the hill. Just nostalgia bait essentially. And I still like this song. Dive is another song that I super love. I was really into. I found a love. Wait, no, that's perfect, I think. Right? I found a love. Yeah. What is that? Dive is like this slow waltzy. Oh, I gotta play it because it's got like a sick guitar. Yeah. Boom, dun, boom, down, down, down. Yeah. This was like a slower waltz. I was in love with this song. The electric guitar tone on it, just like the solo that like happens in the middle of it. Another lovey-dovey song, but it's a little bit slower, and like I can sort of get behind it a little bit more. Like fast-paced love songs, I sort of get like I'm over it. You know what I mean? I'm sort of, I get the idea of it. Shape of You, and then Perfect is even slower. Like a lot of people have gotten married to that song, but I remember really liking Dive because of just how honest it was. It was like I want to dive all into you. Incredible vocal performance as well. If you don't believe it, so let me know the truth before I dive right into you. Here's a solo. Yeah. Look, it's just a cool little, you know what I mean, waltzy, slower track. If it comes up on shuffle, if I'm not like running late to work or something like that, it'll definitely fit the mood. I forgot about the guitar solo, man. That's really crazy. But yeah, that's probably one of the ones I really enjoy off it. Shape of You, I told you already, like one of the massive hits. You should already know it by now. If you don't know it for some reason, I got goosebumps enough to like make a grown man cry, honestly. Now that was everywhere. The music video was him boxing or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty funny. It was like very like 8 Mile-y. Like he had like the gray hoodie, and like he had like the black beanie on and everything. He was going to his locker. It was really funny. The lighting was even like fluorescent green lighting or something like that, like really cold looking, like Twilight filter on it for some reason, if I recall correctly. So yeah, whatever. Shape of You. I mean, I'm probably gonna throw it off anytime I hear it just because of how often I've heard it. But I mean, like, pop song, can't super hate it. Like, yeah, I do kind of hate it. It's annoying, but like, mostly because it's overplayed. Like, I don't really have a problem with it, like, song wise. Like, it's not too annoying. I just heard it too much. Perfect. I found a love. I found a love. Sweet Enough, marriage song. I feel like you sort of had to have one of these. I mean, it's like the thinking out loud of this album. You know what I mean? He's gonna always have one super slow, lovey ballad, and that's the one it is. It's specifically one for a partner, one for a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Galway Girl was one that I really enjoyed. He went into his Irish roots and did some like it felt like there was just like a band playing behind him. Hold up. Oh yeah.
friends said, baby, I just wanna dance. I
I
met
met
her
her
on
on.
Grafton Street, right side of the bar. She said,
Look. I'm not like the biggest fan of when Ed Sheeran raps, but sometimes when like it's just a fun instrumental and like he just uses the space well, you know, I can get behind it. I can repeat some of the lyrics. So, fam, am I going out of my way to listen to something like "Galway Girl"? No. Did I just get reminded that it was kind of like a lighthearted, like little fun little track where he's talking about this Irish girl he met and stuff, and talking about uh like how like much they have in common. They just like sharing Doritos and wine, and like it's super cool and stuff.
while using her feet for a beat. Oh, I could have that voice playing on repeat for a week. And in this packed out room, swear she was singing to me.
You know, she played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Like it's just fun. It's just a fun little catchy like chorus or whatever. Dope, nothing crazy. Happier, real. I remember like this song, 2017 again when this dropped. I was going into 10th grade. I would think it was the summer going into 10th grade, or maybe the summer going into no, I think it was the summer going into 10th grade. I was listening to like a fair amount of Divide, honestly, but I didn't have a relationship at the time, but I was thinking about like maybe I wasn't thinking about maybe breaking up with someone. That sounds crazy. I was thinking of like what if I went through a relationship breakup, that it would sound something like this, because like I'd be like, oh yeah, like
I saw you in another's arms.
only a month we've been apart,
Only a month we've been apart.
you look happier.
You look happier.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who I thought I was listening to this song, acting like I was gonna get broken up with. Funnily enough, I would break up with somebody like later that year or that school year or something like that. You know what I mean? But that absolutely did not go down like this. I was not like, oh, I hope you're happier with whoever you are. It was very much so like I was in the wrong and like we broke up, and like it wasn't like I actually, you know what, they after I broke up with my like I believe 10th grade girlfriend, I think they did go on to date somebody new, and it wasn't like, oh, I hope you're happy. I was just like, oh man, that's interesting, what are they like? And then and I believe she was like, I don't think I want to talk to you about that, and I was like, ah, you know, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, it wasn't like I don't think it was like, oh, I hope you're happy. I guess like I always want my exes to be doing better and stuff like that, but I don't think I go out of my way to like say that. I feel like it's just should be mutual, I guess, or it should be mutually understood. New Man, I was just bumping this another rap song. He's talking about how like this new boyfriend she has is like a douchebag and how he's better off of her. I don't know like what he was like. I don't know what type of vibe he was on. Like, like it seems like he wanted to steal this girl from someone, and she wasn't appreciating and seeing like how important the time that they were spending is. That's what it sort of seems like now. As I'm like sort of putting the whole album together and stuff, he's sort of reminiscing, talking about relationships, saying like he hopes his new partner is happier, and then like the new partner for the ex is like this douchebag. He's got his eyebrows plucked and his asshole bleached, owns every Ministry CD, tribal tattoos, and he doesn't know what it means. But I heard he makes you happy, so it's fine by me. You know what I mean? It's just like it seems very asshole-ish. Not like cuck. I was gonna say cuck shit. Jeez, no. It seems very like passive aggressive, sort of like, oh man. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like he. I mean. Let me find like an exact lyric. I heard he spent 500 pounds on Gene. He goes to the gym at least 6 times a week. But you know what? Like if that's what you like, you know, I mean, that's your bag. It's just another rap sort of song. I'm not. But I'm bothered if they don't want to know about me. Look, if it's one thing Ed Sheeran's going to do is have like a catchy line, it's not going to be like an earworm or anything like that, but he's going to say it in a way that's going to, you know, I mean, I think at least make me want to repeat it. And I don't know, just vocally, okay. You know what I mean? Just vocally, I want to repeat his lines and shit. So whatever. Hearts don't break around here. Another slower track talking about like relationships. She's the sweetest thing that I know. See the way she holds me when the lights go low. Just a sweet song. Daisies. There we go. We got to go to the chorus. There, just daisies perched upon your forehead. Oh my. I mean, like all of these songs, honestly, are starting to feel like photographs in an old family house. You know what I mean? They all just seem like I don't know. I'm like all of the songs that are like slow guitar ballads, like soft singing. I just get reminded of like Photograph, and like that song did it so well already that it's I'm imagining like old like family footage, like baby footage, or like like old VHS tapes of like families hanging out and stuff like that. Like that's what I'm visualizing with this, or yeah, just like I don't know, like an outdoor wedding sort of vibe, like with a lot of kids and stuff. Like just a very sweet, innocent sort of thing. That every night I'll kiss you, you'll say in my ear. Oh, we're in love, aren't we? Yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice. Again, nothing like I want to go back and like I specifically remember and like want to listen to. It's been years since I've heard this album. If I'm not mistaken, I might have brought it up with a friend this year, but it was because I was talking about like I think I was talking about Lord and like just other songwriters and stuff that I listened to specifically around like the 2017 time. Or I mean, I think she dropped Melodrama around 2017 or 2018. I didn't actually tune into it until like much later, like 2023. 2024 actually. 2025? No, 2024, I think. And so yeah, nothing like I like incredibly memorable, but I guess sweet enough for you to like. I mean, I guess some of the lines are memorable and stuff, the deliveries and stuff he has, but nothing that you'll randomly be remembering like, oh, what's that one crazy good Ed Sheeran song on that album? I mean, it's just sweet music. I think all this whole album is just sweet songs. What do I know? I remember being super in love with this song because it was super preachy. I learned it on guitar, and it was like it's sort of Ed Sheeran like recognizing that like there's a lot of problems in the fucking world. It's fucked up, and like I think that we could solve it with like a song and stuff. And honestly, I think I really loved it at the time, and I still do like it song wise. But like lyrically, he's like everyone's worried about the stock market crashing on the portfolio. You just add a guitar and a beat, and we're ready to go. Like we can solve the world's problem with positivity and like just a little drum beat and like pianos, and you know what I mean. We can be and specifically after like all the wars, like I just saw like a Russian plane shoot down like a Ukrainian drone or something like that, or vice versa. And obviously Mamdani just said something about Netanyahu being a war criminal, and it's like yeah, dude. It's like I'm sure you want to like I'm never knocking people who are trying to remain positive and stuff like that, but I simultaneously am thinking like I don't know, man. I don't know how often I can play the like things are good. You just got to be positive about it because it's just I mean I don't know. It feels like a very naive point to make, and it was very much so the point I had when I was growing up. I was always like I was emotionally unavailable because I was just like what why would I ever focus on the sad stuff? I'm gonna just be happy. I don't really have a reason to be sad. Like people have it way worse than me, so let me just be optimistic and positive about life. And that was a great like way to go about life, but it wasn't super realistic, and it was like a skewed way of living. Obviously, you need a lot of context, and you need to understand that there are purposely moments in time that are like not bad and like not good, very sad, very that are like very anger provoking and for good reason. You know what I mean? Well, the world should not just be a series of ups and life going easy for you. Like, yeah, granted, it's fantastic the more stuff goes right for you, but I mean, it's about balance. You know what I mean? You need to have bad days so that you appreciate the good ones more, and vice versa. You need fantastic days so that you understand, like, okay, listen, it will get back to that, and I promise you, it will. It always does. You know why? Because it'll be okay at the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. What am I saying? All right. What do I know? Yeah, I do love it. Ain't got a soapbox I can stand upon, but God gave me a stage, a guitar, and a song. My daddy told me, son, don't you? Yeah, it's just, I don't know. He's just talking about like his dad telling him, don't get involved with other people's problems and stuff. Like, worry about you. Like, your life is going all right. Like, don't, like you're fine. Don't worry about it. And he can't help but like worry. But then he's like, oh, no, but things are going to be all right. I have music, and music's going to be the thing that's going to save a lot of people. And like, I understand that he's going to be there for a lot of people. A lot of people listening to this when they're down, and like a lot of people finding artists that they can relate to and sort of be there for them. Like a lot of people have, a lot of people say like artists saved their life and stuff like that. And that's crazy to say. Honestly, I used to say that all the time about Frank Ocean. That's a lot of pressure to put on an artist. True or not, it's just like yeah, I mean, understand how important an artist can be to you and stuff, but like, yeah. It's insane to be saying like that, but it's very much so true for some people. Some people are like, this artist helped me at like a very dark point in my time, or helped me find out something or something about myself that I really like needed to know, and like Yeah. So like as much as I do look back on it and like understand its naivety, I still do like rather enjoy the song. And like it's the one like I was looking at the album and I was like, oh my god, that's right, that song. I really liked it. I was super obsessed with it for like a week. Again, this whole album I was probably into for like a month, and then like Bo Burnham dropped like a special or something, and I just went on a deep dive on him probably. Um, all right, how would you feel? Another like sweet song, just
You are the one girl, and you
and you
know
know
that
that
it's
is
true.
true. Da, da. I did like the strings in this. Actually, I did kind of, I don't know, the sharpness to them compared to
Feeling younger
in relation to the piano.
every
Every
time
time
that
that
I'm
I'm
alone
alone
with
with
you.
you, ba da 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 da. Ah, it's so nice. It's so nice.
We
We
were
were
sitting
sitting
in
in
a
a
park
park
car.
car. Not just no, oh sorry. I'm really getting into it. How would you feel if I told you I loved you? It's just something that I want to do. I'll be taking my time, spending my life, falling deeper in love with you. Another sweet love song. Honestly, I think this is when he started getting serious about his girlfriend. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't really pay attention to how many of these were love songs and stuff, just because I was like, Ed Sheeran, he does love songs. But like, yeah, I was under the impression that this was a lot more what's it called? Based on relationships outside of, you know, like marriage or girlfriends that he has. But it's looking like most of them are about his like girlfriend or partner at the time. But speak of the devil, the next song, Supermarket Flowers, is the one where he talks about getting rid of a lot of the stuff in his grandmother's hospital room because she passed away. She talks about like her friend like Matthew, or like one of her family members, Matthew, wiping his tears away, and he like his dad is telling him to be strong, but he's like, Mom, like there's a tear every time I blink, which is a lyric I think about like a fair amount of time. Like yeah, especially like after meeting my grandma for the first time like ever, like she flew in here from Honduras, and like I know my mom, like I know how important that was to my mother because she hadn't seen her in like 2 decades. And so just imagining all that time going out without seeing your parent and stuff, I can't imagine going that long without seeing my mom and stuff. Love her to death, love her so much, she means the world to me. So this hit me like especially hard. And I had a brother that passed away in 2014, so uh not too long before this album dropped, like 3 years beforehand and stuff, or maybe like 2.5, because like it was like late 2014 when my brother passed. And just talking about like getting rid of the supermarket flowers, and I remember like thinking back to his funeral with some of the lyrics in the song. I had both my arms around you, watching the sunlight replace the moon. How would you feel if I told you I loved you? Oh wait, no. I'm looking. What the hell? I'm looking at the wrong song. Jesus. I took the supermarket flowers from the window, so I threw the day old tea from the cup, packed the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Um, yeah, just really sad, man. It's like the piano almost makes it sound like a
Took
lullaby.
to get well, seen cars and stuffed
Like
animals.
the instrumental for this could put a baby to sleep,
Rode the old
but
ginger beer down the St.
it's sort of meant to emphasize like the lyrics. It's all like a lot of the songs, especially the slow ones, have like piano, guitar, drums, and vocals, and like that's it. Maybe some of Ed's backing vocals and stuff, but like they're pretty straightforward. They're not super complicated. Again, this album wasn't necessarily stripped down because there was a lot of parts to it, and like the making of The Shape of You and stuff. I saw there was actually a video on it not too long after the song came out and it blew up, like a different version of it and stuff, and all these sounds that Ed was using to make it, or like the producer was using to make it while Ed was in the room and stuff like that. It was super interesting. Um, but yeah, a lot of this album I thought was a little bit more stripped back. Supermarket Flowers probably most out of all of them, just because it's so personal, it's so intimate. It's literally just Ed talking about how he's just like cleaning out his grandmother's room, and just how sentimental that is, how much that means. Like it's really just like the, I don't know, it's the finishing line of life. Like you have to accept like they are no longer here anymore. Let's clean it up. And it's, I don't know, it's really emotional. It's really emotional.
Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up.
So
But I
I
know
know
a
a
heart
heart
that's
that's
broke
broke. And then the
is a
chorus I kind of
heart that's
enjoy.
been
will sing, so I'll sing hallelujah. Boom, 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 boom.
An
Angel in the shape of my mom. Yeah, yeah, it's really, it's just, this is gonna hit me extremely hard when my grandmother passes or my mother passes, but like I don't even want to think about that right now. I mean, just incredible song, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite off the album. Just really good, just really good. I can go like bar for bar with it. It's really dope. Love the songwriting. I mean, yeah, when I heard that like he like I was isolating himself for this album, I was like, let's go. But then like when I heard before the album had come out and stuff, that like his grandmother had passed. I think that was news, or yeah, or like around the time the album came out, he also released that news, and I was like, oh man, like that's insane. So like I really love the song, but we're gonna flip almost entirely, do a 180, and go to something a little bit way more high energy. We're soon to go to the BBIBE song where like started this whole video, but really quickly, Barcelona. I kind of bang with this, but I could definitely like have this song playing on a drunken night out with friends type shit and really enjoy myself, young, wild, and free sort of situation.
Get up on the dance floor tonight. I got 2 left feet and a bottle of red wine, making me feel like the beat in the bassline.
I rip my blood, both hands up on the waistline. Get on up, baby, dance to the rhythm of the music. Don't care what the DJ chooses. It's catchy. I'm telling you, man. Like a lot of the songs, like not extremely remarkably memorable or anything like that. Not like, you know, songs that changed my life, but very much so songs that I was super into and was like singing for weeks. I promise you, I had my mother fed up saying like, don't care what the DJ chooses. Get lost in the rhythm of me. Please don't go until you want to leave it. You and I. It's so good, man. It's so good. And especially when I was in high school. I mean, this came out when I was in high school. I was 15 at the time. So I was super like just not like crazy or wild or anything like that, but definitely like just more naive, just more like going about life more carefree, not thinking about shit as much, and like definitely like not thinking before I do a lot of the time. So especially like out in public, I could just like I obviously didn't drink in high school and stuff like that, but like I can imagine like just going out late night with my friends, just going with the vibe of whatever, like almost in a drunken state, just being like, woo, what the hell was like next, you guys? Like, let's go, let's do it. And yeah, I mean, the same way Ed Sheeran went to Africa and like sang about BBIBE. He went to Barcelona, had a good time, got drunk, started dancing with women, and was just like, all right, cool. That's what this song is about. And I can't complain. I really do enjoy it.
Flying on an aeroplane tonight with
Barcelona. Makes you want to be on the beach in Barcelona. What do I say? All right, BBIBE again. You already heard it at the beginning because of the Kyle Gordon thing, and like, yeah. Again, good songs on bad albums. I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't say this album is like phenomenal by any means. I would teeter on great. I would lean more towards good. Like I really enjoy these songs, man. But I mean, again, comparison is the thief of joy. Thinking of something like the Dark Side of the Moon or Blonde, and like how fantastic like those songs individually all are, and how great they come together and stuff. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about a lot of these songs. Like New Man, you know what I mean? Galway Girl, didn't remember at all. How would you Hearts Don't Break Around Here? How would you feel? Like songs I really forgot about. Save Myself, I don't even remember that outro at all. I'm gonna have to hear. I think it might be like another rap outro thing to close out the album. But yeah, I didn't remember too much for this album, and I was like, oh, like I don't know if I would call it bad or anything like that, but I definitely do enjoy like moments in these albums, and like I don't think it's something I would like. I I would recommend people listen to it, but I wouldn't be heartbreaking if like I knew a lot of people weren't into it and like didn't get much out of it, just because it is so like specific, and like it does have like its what's it called, its themes and stuff. So like if you're not super into like the slow pop songs, like love songs, like you're gonna get sick of a lot of this. But it has like a few variety tracks in here that make it a little bit interesting, circa Barcelona, circa BBIBE. I will be honest though, the drums in this are fucking boom. I remember loving this song so much when it came out. Dude, I was dancing like crazy to this. I don't know where I put my keys. I was tired and fell asleep beneath an old tree. I bet my mother's proud of me. From each scar upon my knuckle till each graze upon my knee, and all I know. Okay, yeah. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. But when I heard Kyle Gordon, the song, when I heard Kyle Gordon's song, Mr. Jambo, I was like, dude, what? This is BBIBA exactly.
I bet my mother's proud of me from each scar upon my knuckle and each graze upon
But specifically this part.
no main core, yeah. Baby, I bet yeah.
BBIBA, yeah. Some more my yeah. No, here it is. No, here it is. We know ma. Wanoma, that's what it is. Wanoma, yeah. Wanoma, yeah. Yo, say what you want, man. Say what you're culturally appropriating or what, man. I'm shaking my hips to this. I'm feeling away, bro. I'm gonna have to look up more the music inspired by this because it's just like, man, I might have to, bro. I'm missing out on tribal music, bro. I gotta tap into everything, bro. Yeah. So that's super dope. And Nancy Mulligan is the second to last track on here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is him talking about how his grandmother met his grandfather. Like an Irish soldier or something like that, went to war and met like a. Yeah, he very much so leans into the Gaelic roots in this and everything.
Kids now growing old in the house that your brother bought you.
I remember appreciating this song because I was like, I've never heard these I'm assuming it's like bagpipes or flutes or something, or like some sort of string fiddle instrument. And I was like, bro, like I don't think I've heard of these in like a minute. I feel like I saw like the Lord of the Rings Fellowship, and I heard like maybe some pan flute in there. But I was like, dude, I was like, dude, where is like these songs coming from? Because it sounds Scottish or like Irish or Gaelic or whatever. And like, I think he starts off the verse speaking as his grandfather. I was 24 years old when I met the woman I would call my own. Now I'm 22 years old, 22 grandchildren growing old in the house of your mother. But it's just how his grandfather met his grandmother, and then he's just like talking about. I mean, I don't know. It's just a sweet story about his grandfather and grandmother meeting and how he came to be sort of that sort of situation. I always think that that's sort of interesting. I like. Do you know how your parents met? I always like. I asked my mom how she met my dad and everything, and like I asked how she met my brother's dad and everything, and it's just really, I don't know, it's just sweet. It's a sweet little song. Nothing crazy though. It's certainly not something I went back to. I think specifically making it upbeat and then, I don't know, rejoicing your grandmother's life. I guess it's cool, specifically because he was like a little bit more of a Debbie Downer about losing her in Supermarket Flowers. I'm assuming he's like celebrating her life and being a little bit more optimistic about her being in a better place, and like appreciating her for like when she was here. She was Nancy Mulligan. I was William Sheeran. She took my name, and then we were one down by the Wexford border.
I met her at guys in the second. She was Nancy Mulligan.
I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we rode on down by the Wexford border. Like I think very much so he was thinking about, I mean, obviously the people who was going to be performing this for and stuff, but like it's just like the upbeat moments in this are so fun and so like there's a sense of togetherness and like what's it called, drunken community. I think that like he just adds to his song, specifically because he was like super heavy drinking and shit. I think there's a clip where he was like, dude, I lost like 20 pounds when I quit drinking, and she was like and the interviewer was like, how did you do that? He's like, oh, I just switched from beer to vodka. And yeah, it's like specifically come from an Irish background, super like heavy drinker and stuff like that. Like I can definitely see this being played in like a pub or something like that, like a bunch of pints in the air, frothy pints in the air and shit, whatever, what have you. I mean, it's a fairly inoffensive song. He's just talking about his grandparents. I don't know, not the end of the world. I'm gonna re-listen to this because like
I gave all my oxygen.
Oh,
People that could breathe.
Yeah. Just an underwhelming slower song in my opinion.
Now it goes on and on.
Yeah.
Life can get you down, so I just numb the way it feels.
Nothing insanely what's it called, memorable for about this song for me. I do remember being like, oh, that was a nice sort of closing song. I don't remember as much as the beginner song. Obviously, I've like as like the further down along this album I go, like the more I think not experimental, but like the more creative he gets and the more he tries and stuff. Like the beginning, he was just doing Dive, Shape of You, Perfect, like Happier, like these slower songs. Even Castle on the Hill was remnant of like some of his older stuff, like a little bit of high energy, but mostly just a guitar and just singing about his like life and youth and stuff like that. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I keep saying that this album is good, and then the more I'm like talking about each song, the more I'm like, not even really that good. So like I'm slowly starting to understand. I don't know. Just saying something is bad, it just really doesn't sit right with me because like I feel like something has to be like inoffensive to be bad. But I guess like if you're not great and you're not good, you could be bad or just okay. And like a lot of these songs, I think are just okay. Honestly, Eraser, okay. Galway Girl, Happier, New Man. That's a crazy 3 track run. Okay. Like I don't know, Nancy Mulligan, Save Myself. Okay. Even like What Do I Know that I like super love a ton. Like I just don't see myself like keeping it on if it comes up on shuffle, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. And that is because I'm also primarily like more into like more like bouncy like rap, funk, like um the more 808 driven sort of bassier stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm also into like killer melodic stuff. And like he does have a lot of the what's it called? Kate really nice like deliveries with his lines and stuff. Again, I was saying like a lot of the lines are like pretty catchy and I'll remember them. Nothing like earworms, but like I remember the way he delivers some of these lines. I'll snap back into it and it'll be like I just like was playing this album in 2017 for the first time again. Like it's really dope. I really enjoyed this album, man. I don't necessarily want to fight for it being great or anything like that. Again, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm realizing it has less to offer. But the parts that it did offer me and like the things it did accomplish for me, specifically when I first listened to it and when I was like repeating it like that month or like that year. Um, I loved it. It got me into like wanting to songwrite and stuff. It got me really into like actually practicing covers and stuff. I was like, oh my God. I learned how to use a capo properly and like putting it on different frets and stuff. So like I was like, dude, Ed, you're playing crazy chords right now. And I'm like, I just want to play open chords. So let me put the capo on and like make it work or whatever. And I even went to a what's it called? Jesus Christ, what is it? What is it? I even went to like a rock camp, like a music camp for a while because I was like really working on like getting good at guitar. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to this camp. It's like free. They want talent. They want talent. They want youthful, like ambitious kids that want to learn and want to like to be good with music and stuff. So I went for it, and I remember like really enjoying it and having a good time learning a little bit about music and stuff, and just yeah, man. I remember playing a lot of the songs from this on my guitar and also like singing it to my mom and stuff and also just like going to the store like or like going to school and coming back home and having like this either like certain songs from this album or even just the whole album playing and like just like playing with it like that. Yeah. I've always been a fan of like listening to a whole album even though like I do specifically now. I probably would pick out maybe like the 4 or 5 songs from this. Geez, there's 16, and I only like 4 or 5. That's like a fourth of the songs I kind of like. Geez, I'll say like half of the songs I would pick out and would put them in like a playlist to come up on shuffle, or like I would just add them to like all my downloaded songs, and I put all my songs on shuffle and they come up and stuff like that. But again, I like have been recently like removing songs from my favorites and adding new ones and finding new appreciation for songs, and then like appreciating songs less. You know what I mean? And like that's what it's all about, man. That's what I want to discuss music for because I'm always learning stuff about myself and I'm always discovering new music and rediscovering old stuff and yeah. Chromacopia is going to be next week, man. I can't wait to talk about that album. But if you haven't heard Ed Sheeran's Divide, I would suggest giving it a listen. Man, I mean, whenever you have time, I wouldn't carve out a time to listen to this album or anything like that. Trust me, it's not that necessary, but it's a decent listen. You might go away with like 2 or 3 songs. You really end up enjoying it. You might find a marriage song you want to play at your I was gonna say funeral, Jesus Christ, for your marriage or whatever. Like it's a lot of like sweet songs that's mostly songwriting, focusing on the like emotional aspects of relationship. A lot of a fair amount of introspection and just understanding yourself and really coming to terms with who you are as a person. It's along in what's it called in reference to others, uh, alongside others. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I fairly enjoyed this album. I don't like go back to it often. I don't think I'm gonna go back to a fair amount of the songs often. But I think it's fun. I think it has a few songs on it that I would recommend checking out. Again, um, what do I know? Supermarket Flowers. BBIBE was super dope. You know what I mean? Dive being probably just like the best, I think, song on this album. Uh, yeah, whatever, man. Check it out. Listen to the whole thing. Listen to none of it. Shit on this album. Say it's your favorite. Whatever. Let me know if you even like Ed Sheeran's Ed Sheeran's, just multiple of them. Let me know what you think about the album or whatever in the comment section. If not, I'll talk to you guys whenever I see you guys. Bye. Oh man, I went back to TikTok.